Here we go. UFC Vegas 101 main event, first main event of the year, women's strawweight division. Two high-level fighters in Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas. We'll be here for the full fight reaction, so we'll be here until this thing comes to an end. And this is a big rematch because Ribas won the first fight, and this is a fight if you're Dern that you want to avenge for sure. She's 14-5, Ribas 13-5. This is Brazil on Brazil. And it doesn't get better than that. There's no easy way out in terms of a prediction on this one. Because if it's close, I got the angle where I go with the Brazilian, but this one's not a fight where there's just one Brazilian. So they're both Brazilian. So I got to make a choice. And I chose Mackenzie Dern largely because I like her. But I'm no stranger to the fact that Amanda Ribas is really good. This fight's underway. And I'm ready for 5 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, if something else happens, so be it. But both of these fighters are capable of going 5 rounds. Although I'd love to see a finish. We saw some good finishes tonight, including some in the final seconds of the fight, a few that were in the 3rd round as well. And both fighters feeling each other out. You would expect this fight to go to the ground at some point. A big left and right by Dern. And if you don't believe it's Brazil on Brazil, just listen to the coaches. Can't understand anything they're saying. I know it's Brazil on Brazil. Ooh, nice left-right combination by Dern. She didn't really connect. She might have tipped her, but still showing that it's there. And she's really going after the leg kicks here early in this fight. If I'm Dern, I'm sticking with it. Stick with those leg kicks. And nice right, left, right by Ribas. And how will Ribas feel? Will she feel like, I am facing a different fighter? He's more prepared and better shape for this fight. Or is it just, no, it's the same person, and I'm going to do the same thing I did in the first fight? Dern jumps in with a left jab. Not a lot landing here right now for really either fighter. I mean, you got Ribas, who's 5 for 24. Dern a little bit better at 13 for 26, so both around 50% or less. Now Dern looking for the takedown. She gets it, and she finds herself on top. Now both are very good and very calculated on the ground, so it's not just like because Dern got the takedown that it's over. Okay. But we'll see what she wants to do with it. And a lot of times she's going to go for position over submission. She's going to want to maintain this control. Now full guard by Ribas and holding down Dern. So you're going to get a lot of groundwork here from both fighters. And Ribas is really holding on. Dern trying to get those hands unwrapped from behind her head, but she's having a tough time doing that. So very good defensive skills here by Ribas. Although it's not where she wants to be, she's protecting herself. So Dern, 1 takedown on 1 attempt. She leads in head strikes 4-2, significant strikes 13-5, total strikes 20-14. So things are kind of going her way here in round 1. It's not like she's dominating, but things are definitely going her way. Now Dern standing straight up, really trying to get that head out. So it's like, listen, she's in top position, but Ribas is kind of controlling her by keeping her head down. And that's not allowing Mackenzie Dern to really upgrade the position or land any ground and pound. So she's really keeping Mackenzie Dern at bay. This is the tough part of the fight too for Mackenzie Dern because she's used to getting opponents here and kind of controlling them, ground and pound a little bit. Maybe she can pull off a submission, but you know she wants to create problems for her opponents, and Ribas is doing a good job of keeping her head down and preventing her from doing that. And basically, for the final 2 minutes here, just getting the clock run, and Amanda Ribas playing defense. And there's a tap, and Dern's got to be thinking, what just happened here? How did I mess this up? And she's trying to let loose and punch, but again, Ribas doesn't let her. And that's going to be a little frustration for Dern, even though she probably won that round. So the numbers didn't change much. 38-21 for Dern. Total strikes 14-5, significant 5-2 head strikes. So, Ribas walking out of that round with her hand up, and it's not because she won the round. It's because she didn't give up much. She just took the L in that round. So she's down 1-0. And if you're Dern's corner, I'm saying, hey, we can do this for 25 minutes. It's not going to be exciting, but we can do this for 25 straight minutes. Ribas corner saying, what you need to do is hit her in the face. What you need to do is punch. It's great words of encouragement. So, let's turn this fight around. Let's punch her. Yeah. So that ought to tell you that there's not much. I mean, she didn't have a bad round. It's just that Dern is a little bit better of a fighter than she was the first time out. So Ribas is going to have to step her game up and really try to prevent the takedown here. Dern starting out with a couple leg kicks. Ribas coming in with leg kicks and punches. So listening to her coaches, but got to be wary of that takedown. And here comes Dern, who wants to take it to the ground again, but this time Ribas gets on top. And this is a tough part about just trying to take Ribas down at will. I mean, we saw that she can play defense. We've seen now that she can flip a position in which Dern went for the takedown, and now Ribas finds herself on top. And it could very easily stay here for the next 4 minutes. Again, I expect this fight to go 25 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be the most exciting 25 minutes, but both fighters are that good. And really, when I'm saying that good, I mean good enough to defend the finish. We could get a finish, but both fighters are really good at staying in the fight. And now it's Dern's turn here on her back to play some defense. Now Dern's getting the feet on the hip. She's trying to push off. But Ribas is well aware of that. Go Dern, you got to get out of here. And when you got Brazil on Brazil like this, and in a situation where they're both high-level grapplers, you got a real battle going on the ground. It's hard to appreciate while you're watching because you don't see a lot of action. But other fighters that don't have this skill are going to find themselves in a submission or getting finished. Not these two. And Dern feels comfortable on her back, right? Where she remains now halfway through round 2 because there's a lot of submission opportunities there, things of that nature. But when your opponent is as high level as you, they're not going to put themselves in a bad situation. So it nullifies your skills to a certain extent. It's like the equalizer. And you see it, both of them are just, when they're in control, they're trying to maintain position. Ribas doing a little bit better of a job of landing some ground and pound. It's not effective, but she's doing a little bit better of a job of doing that. Dern continues moving back, trying to push off the hips. Ribas continues moving forward, and they're both still just on the ground with Dern in a full guard and Ribas on top. So you see the numbers. You saw the numbers come up. So Dern 240 of control in round 1. Ribas is now over 3 minutes in round 2. So you're basically getting, submission attempt by Dern here. And Ribas looks like she's in a little bit of distress and trying to spin out of this thing. And there's a lot of submission opportunities here for both fighters who are in a very awkward pretzel type situation, for lack of better words. You got arms and legs all tied up in a weird situation here. And you see Ribas trying to be real careful with her next move. As her arm is caught in between the legs of Dern, she lands an elbow. But Dern's got that left hand tied up for sure. Boy, and both of them almost got each other tied up. So Ribas finally spins out of it. Dern winds up on top. And it's not going to be enough to win this round, that's for sure. And there's a tap. And Dern's got to be thinking again, what happened to this round? Very high-level grappling match here with a few punches here and there between Dern and Ribas. What you'd expect in the rematch. 2 rounds gone, 66-49, Dern in total strikes. 16-9, Dern in significant strikes. Head strikes is 5-5, so Dern did not land one head strike in that round. So, and listening to Ribas's corner, they're still giving her instructions I may or may not agree with, but the bottom line is they should just be telling her, hey, what you did in round 2, do it again. 2 more times and get us 3 rounds. Because their words last time were punch her. Well, Ribas didn't do that. She went in right for the takedown and controlled her. Now she landed some punches via the ground and pound, but nothing crazy. But she kept herself out of harm's way and knotted this thing up at an easy 1-1 right now on the judges' scorecards. Easy 1-1. So this thing is now best 2 out of 3 going into round 3. And I'd love to see this fight stay on the feet a little bit. Can we get some action? Good thing is it starts on the feet. 15 seconds in, both fighters landing a couple. Nothing serious. Dern with a straight leg kick. And Dern's this fighter that she had all this promise at the beginning and still has all the promise, especially if she can win this fight. But it's like when she gets to the top, she's really been challenged and she's slowed down a lot. Not because she's not any better than she used to be. It's just that you're fighting better fighters every time. And Dern's got to find a way to, if she's going to win the title one day or compete for it, she's got to find a way to finish people like Amanda Ribas. And it's proving very, very difficult. Now Mackenzie walks her back into the fence. She's got her pin there. So a little clinch control here for Dern, who's trying to flip it from what it looked like in round 2. So it's almost like both fighters are adjusting. Ribas adjusted after round 1. Dern looks to have it adjusted a little bit here in round 2. Now forget the takedown. Let's get to the stand-up control. And now Ribas lands a takedown of Dern. Now Ribas on top, and now she's pounding away with the right. Dern gets out of there. And Ribas now 2 for 2 on takedowns. Mackenzie Dern 1 for 3. Both fighters nearing 4 minutes of control time, although Ribas has top position right now, so she's getting there quicker, obviously. 80 to 68 Dern in total strikes, 29-13 significant, and now 8 to 6 the other way for Ribas in head strikes. Critical time right now for Mackenzie Dern. I mean, she cannot afford to go down 2-1 to Ribas. And it's tough. It's tough for Dern because you're going to beat a lot of fighters with your skills. But it's when you face Brazilians is when you got to really show that you're the better one. And here we got an armbar attempt. Armbar attempt. Oh, armbar attempt by Dern. And Ribas has the hands held locked in for a minute. But Mackenzie's going to begin to try to pull this thing and straighten it out. But we'll see. You would think if Dern would have had it, she would have already straightened it out. Now, does Dern still have that arm? Boy, oh boy. Ribas doing a good job of keeping her hands tied up so they can't be straightened out. Boy, just like that, Mackenzie Dern is losing. Is not going to be able to finish this position, it doesn't look like. Still a little concern on Ribas' face, though. And she's continuing to hold on with everything she got. 120 left in the round. And now Dern has lost the legs. Ooh, now she's going to use the ground to try to help her. Oh, boy. And boy, Ribas has been holding on to this armbar attempt for a while. Dern's still trying, and now Dern lets it go and decides to go to a full mount. Impressive, though. Impressive. So a big battle on the ground between these two. And Dern's in a full mount, but she's got to do something with it. And Amanda's going to grab on that head for the next 30 seconds. And Dern needs to let loose with some elbows or something. Let's go. Let's go. 2 reversals for Mackenzie Dern. I don't think the refs appreciate all this, though. They want to see some striking. This is why Dern's got to open up, and this is a good look for her right now. Final 20 seconds. She's got to get her about 5 or 10 here. Try to sneak this round. Ooh, another armbar attempt. Gosh, 10 seconds left. And she might have got it this time if there was more time on the clock. Oh, she straightens it out. She taps with 4 seconds left. Mackenzie Dern. Let's go. Let's go. That was a big win, bro. That was a huge win for Mackenzie Dern. And that's what you got to do to fighters like Ribas, because Ribas is really, really good. And Mackenzie Dern, it looked like she was going to get the arm bar, but then there was only 10 seconds left, and then she pulls it out with about 6, and Ribas taps at 4, and that's a wrap. Unbelievable win here for Mackenzie Dern. She's going to move to 15-5, and she's obviously excited here. Women's strawweight division, UFC Vegas 101.